Hello and welcome to the Nope Coach podcast. This is episode 290, The Opposite of Easy Peasy. I'm your host, Suzanne Kohlberg. I was today years old when I heard this joke. So for some of you, you might be like, oh my goodness, this is ancient. But I only found this today and I was so entertained. I was like, I've got to do a podcast on this. My 10-year-old daughter Xanthi said to me, Mummy, what's the opposite of easy peasy lemon squeezy? I was like, I don't know. She's like, stressed, depressed, lemon zest. I literally can't believe I just said that with a straight face because I fell about laughing. Stressed, depressed, lemon zest. Have you heard that before? Let me know in the comments. The thing is, what it has me thinking about is lately there's been a few tasks that have been on my to-do list way too long that when I eventually sat down to polish them off, honestly took me no more than 20 minutes. But the fact that they've been taking up mental space in the back of my mind for weeks now, and the amount of time and energy, thought requires time and energy that I have wasted on these tasks that honestly could have been easy peasy had I just done them, but instead ended up making me feel stressed, depressed, lemon zest. And how often do we do this to ourselves? There's something that we need to do, and we think, oh, I get to it later. I call that like my Garfield moments. Like, my son is obsessed with Garfield, and apparently there's a new Garfield movie coming out. I've never stood it. I cannot stand, like, I love cats, don't get me wrong, but the Garfield and the lasagna and is it Otis or Odie? I don't even know the characters, but the whole show has always irritated me. But there was one scene I saw once with him, and there was like a mouse, which traditionally cats love. And it's just like walking past, but Garfield has just like gorged himself on lasagna. And the mouse is literally like walking across his paws, and he's like, oh, I get it later. And I was just like, yeah, that's totally stress, depressed, lemon zest. But we do this all the time. There are times when it's like, oh, I could just, stack the dishwasher, or I could just wipe down the sink, or I could just put that load of laundry on. Like, future me would be so thankful for those 5 or 10 minutes that past me invested. But no, I'm like, nah, I get it later. And then I invariably have, Mom, I've got no clean socks, or Mom, there's no cutlery, or whatever. And you're like, oh, why didn't I prepare this earlier? And, perhaps I am inherently lazy, or it's just part of the human condition that sometimes we're just, we put off the easy peasy and then invariably end up in the stressed, depressed lemon zest. Another one for me is like paperwork, filling out forms, taxes, things that, I'm like, I could review this once a week or at least once a month, keep on top of it, have it all organized. And then I'm like, nah, I'll do it next month. And the next thing you know, I've got like a year's worth of accounting to do. Or, oh, it's just so many things that I don't keep on top of. But then again, in the modern age, we have so many things to keep on top of. I was reading something recently that said, like, we have more advertising that gets in front of us in one day from, maybe TV ads, social media ads, scrolling, email, billboards, you name it, than our grandparents or maybe it was our great grandparents had in their entire lifetime. So many bits of information to filter. And I was like, it's little wonder that a lot of us just end up in information overload, or decision fatigue literally becomes a thing. Like, surely I can't be the only one who goes and does the grocery shopping and comes home with literally a couple of $100 worth of groceries, and then by the time you unstack it, put it away, stock your fridge, stock your pantry, and it's time to cook dinner, you're like, oh, I just want to order takeout. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I have a fridge full of fresh ingredients, but, the wherewithal to actually prepare something with them, gone. But when we don't follow through on the things that are easy peasy, then over time, these little things can become bigger things. Like if I did keep on top of my accounting each week, then, or at the very least once a month, then I wouldn't have a whole financial year's worth of taxes to deal with. If you do the washing, the laundry before you've got like nothing clean left to wear, or, all these little things that, we keep on top of. But, it's all working out where to start sometimes, depending on the task. It's delegating, because we don't always have to be the person to do everything. So when I'm starting to lean into the stress, depressed, lemon zest type of the spectrum, I like to refer to the 3Ds: do, delegate, or ditch. Sometimes it is kind of time to pull myself up by my bootstraps, so to speak, and just do. Wipe down that bench, stack that dishwasher, pay that bill, reply to that email, just do the thing. Because the amount of time it takes to actually do it versus think about it, put it off, tell myself I'll come back to it later, there's a checks and balances situation there. The next thing is delegate. Do I really need to be the one doing this? Fortunately, my children are now coming of the age where they're able to do a lot more. So I can delegate. Doesn't mean that they want to do it. And in the beginning, I know some of you can say it's so much more painful to delegate because you need to remind them, or you need to look over that they've done it right, or so on and so forth. But we aren't preparing them for adulthood if they don't know how to take care of their basic needs. So it's really important to delegate and to let go of some of the, responsibility, or need it to be done exactly right. Like there are some tasks that I get nitty gritty about. One of them, you're going to laugh. It's folding socks. The way my husband folds the socks, I swear, stretches them. So then they just don't last as long, and it really irritates me. But when I delegate the task, it's like, is this enough that I'm going to have to like refold all the socks or argue about this, or just be glad that someone else is doing it? When we delegate, we've got to let go of a little bit of our, control freak type nature. And the other thing is ditch. If something has been on your to-do list way too long, is it something that you really want to do? Like there are things that you have to do, like taxes and clean clothes and food, unless you can afford to buy new clothes and hire like Uber Eats every day. I don't know how healthy that is, but there are some things in life that we just got to do. But there are other things, it's like, can we just let go of this? Like if you have purchased a hobby and you have paints drying in the back of your cupboard, or a supplement graveyard in the back of your pantry, or that freeker or the quinoa that you're just never going to eat, ditch it. Then it's not taking up mental space in your to-do list, and you're actually getting to clean out as well. So the opposite of easy peasy lemon squeezy, stress, depressed, lemon zest, the way around that is the 3Ds: do, delegate, ditch. If you did that to one thing each day, you either did it, got it off the list, delegated it to someone else, or ditched it. After a week, that'd be 21 things, taking up less mental space in the back of your mind. Easy peasy indeed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to catch you on the next one. Bye for now.